This hangout on air is live. We're live! Yay! Sorry, we had a bit of a technical malfunction there, but we are live here, live from the JewelleryMaker studios. Let me introduce you to a few people. I'm Carol. At the back there, no, there. Oh, it's all mirrors there. Just tickling his chin. That's Ollie. Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Next to Ollie, we've got Kerry, who's there. Hi. There we've got Cassie.
Hi.
And we've got Dion.
Hi.
Hi, everyone, with those earrings that she nicked.
No,
Yeah.
I bought them, the blue.
Whatever. Whatever. And we've got awesome guest designer Jan. And we've got awesome guest designer Fleur as well. There we go. Fantastic. How you doing, guys? How's everyone doing?
We're good.
Excited about the Google Hangouts? Fantastic. Now, we've got loads and loads of questions that you've posted on our Facebook page, which have been absolutely awesome. So we'll try and get through some of those. It's also a chance for you to send us your live questions as well. Make them really difficult ones for Jan and Fleur, please. Really technical ones, just to put them on the spot, because that would be quite funny. Let me talk to you first, Fleur. You're guest designer on Jewellery Maker. What do you specialise in?
Chainmail and Viking knit.
Right, okay. When did you get into that then?
I started doing chainmail about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And Viking knit about 4 years ago.
And is there any other medium on Jewellery Maker that you would like to get into?
Yeah, I'd love to learn more wire work because I'm not very good at wire work.
Okay.
I do try.
And celebrity heartthrob, please.
Dolph Lundgren.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who? Dolph.
Oh yeah, she
Dolph
watched Rocky
Lundgren.
last night.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren. He's in Rocky 4. He's brilliant. He's amazing.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Right. Jan.
Carol.
Guest designer Jan. What do you specialise in, Jan? Tell us.
I love my wire work.
Mm.
I love wire work. But I sort of pretty much have a go at most things, to be honest.
She does.
I do. I like to sort of dabble.
Mm.
I like to dabble, yeah. So I'll have a go at it.
What medium would you like to get into if you could do? Something you haven't had a go with.
Friendly plastic, I think.
Oh,
Just
yeah, we had that on the show the other day.
Yeah, watching Laura the other day
Mm.
sort of inspired me to have a go. So I think friendly plastic's going to be the next one.
Awesome. Team behind me. What kind of mediums would you like to get into on Jewellery Maker that maybe you haven't already attempted? What? Polymer clay from Cass. Ollie?
Well, I think like wire work and chainmail. I just think they look awesome.
Well, working chainmail.
Paid him for that.
Have you given him £5 for
Yeah.
that?
And chainmail.
Chainmail.
And
What about you, Dion?
Anything that involves blue gemstones
Oh.
or something.
Oh, you know, yes. Anything blue. Yeah. If you have any questions at all for Jan or for Fleur or for the team as well, because the team who are behind the cameras are just as important as the team who are in front of the cameras, as I'm sure you're aware, because without them we wouldn't have a show. You're amazing, darling.
Yeah.
Thanks. We love you all. Okay. I've got a few questions here which have been sent in via Facebook. There are literally hundreds of questions here. I'll read a few of them out, and whoever wants to answer them, just answer them. Okay, so it doesn't matter who. Okay.
Do we have
Right.
to buzz?
Yeah.
You can. Oh yeah, comedy
Yeah,
buzz. Definitely buzz.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I do bing bong?
You can if you want to. If members of the team want to get involved as well, and just give a random answer, then that's great too. Okay, this has been sent in by Janet. Janet, not you,
Not me.
by another Janet. There are other Janets.
Right.
It says, my query is, how can you use top drill drops in earrings without winding the wire around the top of the drop? Will they stay on jump rings? Hope this makes sense, Janet.
Bing bong.
Thought that was going to be an awkward silence there. Thanks, Fleur.
You wouldn't be able to get a jump ring all the way through the drill hole like a pinch bail. I've used them with monofilament, so thread them onto monofilament and then tie it in the knot and then use that in the part of the in your design as well, or wildfire, something that's a thinner type of threading material. But no, jump ring wouldn't hold it in together, unfortunately.
Okay, thanks for that, Fleur. I hope that's clear, Janet. Second question. What is the most common ring size when making to sell? Thanks, Jan. Yeah, lovely.
For me, I usually sort of go around the N or O,
It seems to be the most common size,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I've
Oh,
got
you
it.
make things as well, don't you? It's about size N, isn't it?
Yeah, which is a
Yeah.
size 7, guys, as well.
Right.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ollie. Thanks for that. Getting you
Welcome,
good size.
guys.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, guys. Next question. I want to try knotting some pearls, but I'm not sure how to attach a clasp. That's from Julie. We've had 2 questions in concerning that, actually. Thanks, Jan.
Okay. To start with, what you need to do is I would thread on the pearls onto the thread that you're using.
Yeah.
And then go through the clasp and knot. I would knot at the clasp. So go through the clasp and knot. Then go through a pearl. I'm doing the
actions. It's good. It looks good.
So go through the clasp, knot there, then go through the pearl again. So you've gone through that pearl twice.
Okay.
So you might have to ream that pearl to be able to get the thread through, and then knot there. And if you can do that through a couple of pearls, just for security, so I would then go through another pearl and do another knot. And then maybe the little tail that you've got, you can snip that off and then continue knotting on the main thread that you've got. But that's how I would do it.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Really well
Fleur?
described. Thank you.
That's how I
That
would
did
do
make sense,
Yeah.
didn't it? What is the best? Oh no. Does elastic? Now I wanted to know this as well. Does the elastic for stretchy bracelets lose their stretch?
If you keep it in the sunlight, then it can start to lose its elasticity. So I always keep mine in a drawer, but I've had elastic that I've used quite a while and it's never like perished or anything like that. So yeah, as long as you keep it away from the sunlight, then yeah, that should be absolutely
Yeah,
fine.
because Anne says she's got some bracelets that are 2 years old and she's afraid to use. She's afraid to wear them just in case the elastic's perish.
Yeah.
But I guess if you kept them,
Yeah,
properly, then
and
they
away
won't.
from perfumes and things like that, because those kind of some sort of like perfumes and hairsprays and body lotions can weaken elastic like it does with threads as well.
Awesome. Team, what's the best thing about working on jewellery making?
You, Carol.
Oh, I paid them for saying that. Thank you. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? What do you love about working on jewellery making?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
Good load
Yeah,
of
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Every show is different as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the singing as well.
I love
Yes,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
the
do.
dancing.
And the dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate it.
If you could all think of one thing, and I won't, and don't worry, I won't do this till the end. You could all think of one thing that is different. One thing that people at home might not know about jewellery making, like an interesting fact about jewellery making. That'd be great. You can try. maybe you can, maybe you can't. Are we still live? Oh, we're still live. Okay, fine, perfect. Okay. Next question. I have trouble. This is from Angela, who's got a lovely picture of Gerard Butler as her profile picture. So maybe you can answer this one, Jan. I know.
I should be checking Angela out, yeah.
Angela says, I have trouble getting the right size when making bracelets. Loads and loads of people have actually asked this on our Facebook page. How do you get the right size when you're making bracelets? Because I think when people add clasps on, it ends up way too long. Or
For me, that's when the beading board comes in handy, because what I would do is I would lay out the bracelet with the clasps, put the clasps there as well, so you know exactly sort of the length you're going to go to. Because like you say, if you go to like 7 inches and then you're adding on the clasp as well, then it gets awkward then to work it out. So plan it out, put it on your beading board and actually measure it precisely.
okay, perfect.
That's how I would do it.
Fleur?
I add extended chains as well, so because I'm selling my
Good
jewellery, I always do my bracelets about 7 inches, and then I always add an inch worth of extended chain
Okay.
as well, so that you can go to 8 inches, which tend to get everybody's sizes.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay. This is from Trudy. My question is, I love my wire work and have been trying to hammer thicker gauges of wire flat, but it never seems to work without looking pitted. Do you have any advice on that? How to kind of, I guess, hammer thicker gauges of wire, but without getting that textured look? What do you reckon, guys?
I have hammered wire before, and I've put a piece of leather over the top, so it stops, get that marking going onto it, or using the nylon head, but then you won't flatten it, you'll only work harden it. And
So it helps to disperse the impact, I guess, doesn't it?
I'm sure Jan does a lot more wire work.
Yeah, no, I think if you put a piece of leather over it, it does stop you getting as many indentations. But I think that's I think sometimes that's the nature of it. Sometimes you get that's going to happen. So for me personally, I would make that feature of my design. I would perhaps turn the hammer around and use the other end and make the sort of texture it really heavily. Make a feature of it.
And sometimes when you texture on one side, when you do turn it over, there isn't any texture on the other side. So one side will be textured and one side will be nice and smooth. So have a look both sides as well.
Yeah, so make sure when you're hammering, you always hammer on one side,
Yeah.
so you've got that option there, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Favourite tool on Jewellery Maker, Jan?
Favourite tool? Oh, there's so many of them. Flush cutters got there.
Flush
Got to
cutters.
be flush cutters, yeah.
Fleur?
Mine's my chain nose pliers.
Chain nose pliers. Cass? Best tool, what do you reckon?
Hammer.
The hammer. Says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The hammer.
It's the first thing that came to my head.
The hammer. What about you, Ollie? What's your favourite tool? Have you got a favourite tool?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, the gizmo.
The gizmo. It is the most amazing
Favourite.
tool, isn't it? It's one of the biggest selling tools we've ever had. I think my favourite tool would probably be something like the, I like the Easy Nutter tool.
That's good as
It's a
well.
good one. What about you, Kerry? She doesn't know. She just doesn't know. She just stands behind the camera. She doesn't know. That's okay. What about you?
That tool we had on today is the wire.
Yeah.
The wire mesh.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh, the flowers that it makes.
I bought that one.
Amazing.
Oh,
I
did
got
you?
it.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Because you can make, you can get really, really professional finishes just by following simple steps, which is what we all want to do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't have to be sort of a brilliant wire worker to do it either, which is great.
No, absolutely. I've got a good question here. Do you have any plans in the pipeline for a class for those of us who have no self-control when it comes to spending money? No, we don't. Because that's exactly what we want you to do. No. But we want you to come back to Jewellery Maker time and time again. I've got a question here from Anne Crawford who says, my question is, how do I, and I've always wondered this, how do I crimp monofilament without cutting through it? Is it just me being dense? No, it's not, Anne. I wouldn't know that. How do you do that? Do you have to
No,
apply a certain
I
amount of
don't think
pressure? Or?
to
You
be
can't
honest.
crimp
Because
monofilament.
you crimp monofilament and it does
Yeah.
cut through it.
It's metal onto a very fine fibre, it'll just cut straight through.
So do you have to tie a knot in it? Or?
Yeah, you tie a knot in it. You can get some clamshells, we've got some on the website, clamshells where you tie a knot and then close it over so it looks like a crimp cover and the knot sits inside.
Mhm.
Or you can cover the knot over with a crimp cover itself.
Okay. We've got a comment here from Sylvia Sloan who says, could we have more variation in jump rings, triangles and ovals? Do you have any inside information about this?
I do. On
Please, Fleur.
Monday, 7 till 9, me and Laura are on the birthday show. We've got all the new shapes that are in. We've got oval, triangle, square, some very large twisted jump rings that are closed,
Oh,
but they're
wow.
amazing. We've got loads of amazing jump rings for Monday night.
Sylvia, I hope you're watching the Google Hangout today because that's going to be coming up when? Sorry?
Monday night. 7
Monday
till
night
9.
between 7 to 9. Of course, Monday show is when we have the 2 guest designers on. Oh, brilliant! That'll be amazing. What else have I got here? I love working with miniature techniques, but struggle with Eslon when using Eslon with stringing pearls. Can you please invent a pearl reamer that is not tapered so I can get an even hole right the way through? Is there anything? We actually do a serrated one, don't we? That isn't tapered.
There is a reamer that we've got, and it's got sort of like a. The only way I can explain it is like a drill.
You're like a
thing,
corkscrew, isn't
like
it?
a corkscrew.
Yeah.
And you go through, and that's a really, really good one because as you sort of ream the pearl, it brings out the dust as well, like a drill would, like a corkscrew would.
That question's come from Tamsin. Tamsin, have a look on our website because we do one that's got like a drill bit on the end of it which isn't tapered, and as Jen quite rightly says, it takes out all the residue from the pearl as you're. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? You're laughing at my hand actions, isn't it? What are you laughing at? You're laughing at me?
Kevin knows why.
Are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
Look.
Hey? Oh, Kerry! Oh, Kerry's trying to hide behind Dion. Kerry is notoriously shy and she hates being in front of camera. We're about to pay her £50 to be in right now and give her chocolate to actually sit there. She hates being on cameras. Has anyone come up with their? I was like, no. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. An interesting fact about Jewellery Maker that people might not know.
I think
Go on, Cass.
that, because obviously most other TV channels have quite a lot of people working behind the scenes.
Mhm.
So what viewers at home might not know is that we are quite a small team.
This
of
is it.
people.
This is it.
So there's about 6 of us, like including the presenter, the designer, director, producer, floor manager, and camera operator. And yeah, we're such a small team, but we deliver a great show.
Thanks for that, Cass.
Yes.
And actually,
Well said.
one thing you might not know as well is that the team who work behind the scenes, as it were, rather than in front of the cameras like the guest designer and the presenter, wear lots of different hats. Not physically, but you know, they wear lots of different hats in the fact that they photograph the majority of our products. They update Facebook with lots of our projects. They put together the Wall of Fame as well. They wear lots and lots of different hats, which is really, really rare actually when you're looking at live television, because as Cassie quite rightly says, you normally have a team of 20 or I don't know, 20 or so people whose job it is to do one thing. But this team are just incredible. They're just amazing. They're super good.
We also write Carol songs.
Right, my songs as well.
Choreography, my dance routine.
You love that today. You love that, didn't you? Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the launch of the 5th birthday DVD as well, which is a 5-disc edition DVD, which is coming up at the beginning of the show. Fantastic. Dion.
I'm just going to bring you loads more blue deals. That's it. Loads of blue deals.
Same old, same old.
Blue.
Isn't it, really? Blue, 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 blue. And you're producing the late show tonight.
Today and morning tomorrow.
What have you got coming up on the show?
The late show.
Yeah, what was that?
Sections. So we've got like a sterling silver section coming up. Loads of jump rings.
Yay.
And buy strands of quartz has gone to a ridiculous price.
Of course it is.
Of course.
Oh, that's funny. Let me do the jokes. All right, then. Francis, do you have any comments or anything that you'd like us to read out? Oh, my word. You are watching. We thought we were just going to be in some empty room. Oh, my word. Okay. Nadine says, I've been looking at, I'm filtering these, by the way. I'm looking at knotting pearls, but notice there's different thicknesses of silk cord. So not sure what thickness would fit the holes of the pearls from Jewellery Maker. What do you reckon, Jan?
I know on the website at the minute we've got a 0.5, which is probably okay for maybe sort of larger pearls. We do a finer one. And I don't know whether it's a 2.2 or 2 or a 3. Now.
Yeah.
Is it 3? I think it's 3.
Did you say
Isn't
you can take it apart, can't you?
Eslon
Yeah.
thread. Eslon, you can sort of. Oh yes, sorry, you were talking about Eslon, weren't you?
That's all right, don't worry.
Eslon thread. Yeah, we do the finer one, which is the 3 mil. But if that doesn't fit, then you can take it apart because it's made up of 3 or 4 different strands. So I would suggest sort of just twist. If you just twist the end of it, you can separate it. So one of the strands would be perfect, would go through most pearls.
Perfect. Fleur, this one's kind of mainly directed at you. It's from Margaret, who says, I'd like to know how 95 sterling silver split rings are used without leaving a gap between the 2 rings when added to a lobster claw clasp. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're using your split ring, because it's the 95 sterling silver, they can be a little bit softer. So just be really careful. Don't open it too wide because basically it's a key ring. So it's popping on your clasp onto a key ring, so it won't ever come apart. But I do know what you mean. Sometimes if you open it too wide, it will never go back together and look like a complete split ring. So you have to just be really careful. Just open it a tiny bit, and I try to get the clasp and just push it against the end of the split ring, and that'll just thread it on, spin it round so that it's on properly, and then just give it a little squidge with your nylon pliers, and that should keep it all together.
Perfect. Marie says, I'm interested to know, Jan and Fleur, do you have a favourite technique that you would like to recommend?
You go first.
Favourite technique? I don't know. A chainmail weave.
Yeah, go on.
One that I'd love to be able to show on air is one called Dragon Scale, but it's just notoriously hard to show on air, and we don't have the sizes of jump rings yet, but they will be coming in very soon. So
Do you need lots of jump rings to do that?
It's a very dense weave. It just looks like Dragon Scales. It's amazing.
Oh wow!
But it's very intense. It's quite once you've got it, it's an easy weave, but it's very difficult. If one ring comes out of place, it's one of those weaves that you have to sort of like really concentrate on. But no, but we're getting the correct sizes in, so fingers crossed we can be able to do that soon.
That sounds awesome. What about you, Jan?
My favourite technique is using wire. The diamond, we were talking about the diamond necklace that we did a few weeks ago.
Where you
Channel
channel
set them. I love making that sort of jewellery. I just love that. And we did a piece today on the morning show. Just getting the wire and just weaving that in, I just think that's such a lovely, classy look. So I really enjoy doing that.
It really is, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Thank you so much for all your questions as well. Lots and lots of questions about reaming pearls and knotting pearls. A lot of people seem to be really interested in the kind of the traditional techniques as well.
Yeah.
We had a question earlier on about sterling silver as well. We've had a few people asking about this. How do you stop your sterling silver pieces? I guess this is applicable to both of your kind of specialities. How do you stop your sterling silver pieces from tarnishing, or what do you do if it does tarnish? Because sterling silver over time might oxidize and it might start to tarnish a little bit because it is a precious metal. How do you deal with that, especially if it's set with gemstones?
Well, I asked this when we were in the office just now, and Scott did say that tomorrow they've got some non-tarnish tabs coming on the show tomorrow.
Ooh.
So if you are interested in your sterling silver, like staying non-tarnished, popping it in a little plastic bag, a sealable bag with one of the non-tarnish strips, and you only need a tiny little bit to stop the oxygen getting to it and stopping it going that darker colour if you want it to stay bright and shiny silver. But you can get silver cleaners as well. You know, I always, with my copper, with my bare copper, I always bring that back up with lemon juice. A little bit of lemon juice and it comes up nice and shiny. But yeah, if you, tomorrow morning, so yeah, there's some anti-tarnish tabs.
Sure, fantastic. What about you, Jen?
Yeah, I
Any
agree.
tips on that?
I mean, like you say, keep it in a bag with one of the anti-tarnish tabs, or keep it sort of in as airtight, like a jewellery box or something. But for me personally, when I get out my silver jewellery, I always just give it a little bit of a wipe anyway. Just give it a little bit of a clean, and before you wear it, and you know, if it just starts to tarnish, you've only got to polish it, and it'll come back to its shiny self again.
Fantastic.
So don't worry about it too much.
Do either of you know much about kumihimo? Because I've got a couple of questions here which refer to this, and I've just picked one of them that was sent in by Val. What is the best way to attach the end cap to a kumihimo braid? I must have had half a dozen people asking that over the last 24 hours.
The best way to use the caps is to bind off the end of your kumihimo braid, pop a little bit of glue onto there. I always sew it with a needle as well, so it stays all together. Pop a little bit of glue onto the end, and then just glue the cap onto the actual end of onto the braid. Or Prue has done a couple of demonstrations where she's put the clasp on first and then kumihimo away from the clasp, so it becomes an integral part of the jewellery. So there's two different ways. You know, the end caps are brilliant with the E6000 or the hypersonic glue. Those kind of glues, pop them on and they do stay there. They don't move.
Perfect. And you can use those kumihimo end caps, can't you, with lots of different threading techniques, lots of different braiding techniques. Can't
We've
you?
used them in a kit that we did not long ago. We did the Bollywood kit, Bollywood kit, and I made earrings with them. So I used the actual caps then as earrings, so you can attach things to them. Yeah, they're fabulous. But yeah, I concur with everything that Fleur said.
It's fantastic. So many questions answered. Thank you so much, guys. Any more questions or comments on there that you want us to go through? Got a couple more that have come through, which is great. What inspired you? What inspired you to start making jewellery in the first place? And do you remember the first piece you made?
For me,
Is it clean, Jan?
when I left school, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to. We had a visit to the jewellery quarter. And I was really inspired by it and thought, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. But then I left school and just drifted into admin, you know, and just put it on the back burner. And then I was off sick from work and thought, you know, I'm going to give it a go. And started it and never looked back. Just absolutely love it. And my first piece of jewellery was a pair of earrings. I was so proud.
I bet you were.
But I just wish that channels like Jewellery Maker had been around then, because my journey would have been so much easier and so quicker. You know, I'd have got to my goal a lot quicker. But I've enjoyed every minute of it. I just love it. It's a passion.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Jan. What about you, Fleur?
I've made jewellery since I was a little girl. My mum used to buy me beads from the charity shop and I just cut them up and rethread them. But I got into chainmail from working in my old job. I used to work on film sets and there was a guy fixing a piece of chainmail armour, and that's how I got intrigued by chainmail. And my first piece of chainmail was just a Byzantine bracelet.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Right. Favourite gemstone on Jewellery Maker? Oh, I know yours.
It's got to be pearl, isn't it?
Pearl?
It's got to be, yeah.
Fleur?
Labradorite.
Labradorite. Oh, I bet we're going to hear that a few times. Yeah. What about you, Cass?
Yeah, I like pearls as well.
Pearl? What about you, Ollie?
Partial to a bit of aquamarine.
Aquamarine? I didn't know that.
Birthstone.
Ah, it is birthstone. There you go. There you go. Carrie, what about you, darling?
Anything pink.
Anything pink. Nice. And I'm not even going to ask you. Am I going to ask you?
Anything blue.
Anything blue. Yeah.
Aquamarine. Anything blue. I love it.
Fantastic. And mine's got to be emeralds. Absolutely awesome. Team, thank you so much. I know you're all really busy at the minute, especially with the birthday weekend, because it is our 5-year birthday this year, which is absolutely fantastic. Make sure you tune in for all the shows over the weekend. Of course, our birthday celebrations carry on today, tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we've got an under £20 show as well, which is going to be absolutely amazing.
You can watch this on YouTube.
Oh, yes, of course. This is going to be uploaded onto YouTube as well after the gig. That was lovely, Francis, there. Give us away, Francis. There she is. This is going to be uploaded onto YouTube as well, so you can watch it to your heart's content. And you'll all watch it when you get home, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. Thanks a lot, everyone. And make sure that you watch the remainder of the birthday celebrations over the next few days. It's been really great to have you with us. Thank you very much for your input. Thanks a lot for your questions, guys. See you in a bit. Bye.